in America they use the phrase, what do they call it? Something, an apple pie or something. You know, it's all good philosophy you're saying, but the building could be terrible. I mean, it's not easy to say that it's good you've got those concepts, but what that translates into could be good, bad, or mediocre. Yeah. And all I'd say, I know this is early days, I would just cut off that bottom of that picture. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah? Just cut that off. This is one of the most beautiful models I have ever seen. And because it's so, you know, maybe at the end of the course you'll build a big model out of better materials. This is the best model because you've had to do it like improvised. And what I'd say to you is, and this happens a lot, is at this stage, because you're making a little model, and you've almost got to go to the kitchen to find something to cut up to make it, yeah? You have to make it very simple, yeah? And so you get that mesh. The problem with architecture is that if you can actually build the building to look like that, I mean exactly like that, it would be one of the best pieces of architecture ever created. The real world is probably, as you start doing your technical studies and editing, it won't look like this. You'll have beams and you'll have, it could become really ugly. It could become like a traffic accident. So what I'm saying to you is, don't have, just because it's on the, cut that off, yeah? Take photographs of this. Even get the most expensive photographer in the world with the best camera. If you can photograph this, it could be your final project. You don't have to build anything more. Don't do any more work. Just get this photographed and submitted, and you'll get the top. Because that is fantastic. But what happens is people do things like this, but is it lost in translation? Yeah. And it's quite interesting doing little models. You can't make it too complicated. You have to make it. And the power of architecture is to actually build a big building that actually looks like this, and it'll be beautiful. Whereas most buildings, and you can look at them on this campus, by the time they're finished, they don't look like this. They look much more complicated and not as good. I think it's fantastic.
Well, that this skin is like my friend used a frosted metal, where like a human body with the time it gets old and gives character to the building.
But I agree about the materials that don't, what do you call it, last forever. It's fantastic, yeah. But actually, that model with the stainless, could be stainless steel or what's titanium or something, yeah. You know, because what you haven't, you know, the way you've moved the planes and the way things cantilever and the way the grass, it's beautiful. And no words can describe it about planning and what have you. In the end, you use the words, but in the end, what is it actually like? This, to move through this will be fantastic. Yeah? And like, what trouble is in your final review, somebody will say to you, you have to have a column on this corner. Because this will, and I don't know, I talk with engineers to say you have to, because you could make the whole building as the structure, you know, you call it a truss. All of that could be a truss in the wall, and you could express it maybe faintly. I don't mean big, I don't mean high tech, I mean, if you made this part of the building a frame, you wouldn't need any column because it would be rigid, but you can't do that with a concrete floor, it would just fall down, yeah? But that would be very interesting. But, you know, I think this is so beautiful, even if you had a couple of inclined columns, yeah? To me, it would still be beautiful. So that, you know, it's just but the way the light and the shade and the sculptural and the fact that the planes twist, is very good. Very sophisticated. Yeah.